It's now time to preview Saturday's games on the Weekender Show, starting with West Ham versus Sunderland, and we're joined by Nicky from West Ham Fan TV on Skype. He says he's in Rio, but I'm not sure. You do look well. You do look healthy. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate.
Yeah, what's it like on the Copacabana? You've just nipped into your car quickly, have you?
Yeah, I've just come off the beach and I've just come in here to make a Skype call.
Is it a little bit cold out in Brazil, yeah?
Yeah, you got 2 coats on.
No, it's just in the car, it's the air conditioning.
Brilliant. This game, I think a lot of people would see it as just another game, but actually this is really important because you're 1 point off 5th, and you're playing the Sunderland side who are sort of a little bit resurgent, and your march is really tough. You've got Spurs at home, Everton away, Man United in the Cup, then Chelsea away. So you really need 3 points, don't you, to sort of before you go into that run of games. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. We've done very well to keep ourselves in touch with everything, but the march is tough. But yeah, we could do with these 3 points, to be honest, and I'm really confident that we're going to get them.
Yeah. Well, you called it last week, didn't you? Blackburn said, well,
yeah,
actually, you're 1 goal out, aren't you?
Yeah, I was 1 goal out. Yeah, I'll take the 5 though, instead of the 4. But I just got this feeling that we've got a bit of momentum about us now. We've got people coming back. I'm really confident, even with a tough march. I know Sam's there, and I know Sam ain't going to want to hear this, but I'm very confident about the United game. I think. No disrespect, but I think that was one of the easiest draws we could think of. You know what I mean? But
you can't say no disrespect and then say that.
No, I really do. I just think we're a good side now, and even with a tough march, we take these 3 points. But I'm not envisioning any problems getting these points, to be honest.
Big Sam returning to West Ham. What can you expect from that? And I guess you've got a couple of people coming back into the squad that could be crucial when you're playing a team that is managed by Big Sam, right?
Yeah, I mean, with Sam, he obviously knows the club. There's been a big change since Slav come in, but he does know the basis of the club, and he's probably going to know most of the players there, so he's going to know how to get to them. He's seen them in training, for 4 years, day in, day out. So I'm expecting a rough ride, to be honest with you, but I honestly think that skill's going to prevail on a day. I think that we're going to play him off the park, to be honest, and show Sam what he should have been showing us for 4 years.
Robbie, another person returning to West Ham is Jermaine Defoe, and if Sunderland are going to stay up, he's got 10 goals this season in obviously a struggling side. He is crucial. Right?
He's a dangerous player, and remember, he used to play for West Ham as well. Exactly. He'll probably get a bit of stick off the West Ham fans, I presume, seeing as he went to Spurs. But he'll be fired up for that, and I don't know. I'm not as sure it's going to be as easy a game as what Nick's saying. I do think West Ham will win, but I think Sunderland, Big Sam as well, he'll be fired up. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I mean, 2 encouraging results: Liverpool and beating Man United, Sam. And they got a draw against West Ham earlier in the season, but we've all gone for a West Ham win here. What is going to be, as you are the man who seems to be able to predict these kind of things, what is going to be the exact score, Nicky, on Saturday?
I think it's going to be 2-0. I think Robbie's right. I think it will be tight. I think Sam will keep it tight. I think we'll score one, and then I think we'll score another one at the death, just to kill the game. Just to kill the game.
Well, there you go. There you have it. Go put your bets on now. And Nicky, we'll let you get back to the beach, mate.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
See you later, Nicky.
Cheers, mate. Bye. Bye.
Next up, it's top of the table, Leicester City against Norwich, who are down in 17th, not playing very well at all. Norwich have got 3 away wins all season. We've all gone for a Leicester win here. Younes, you agree with that one, yeah?
Yeah, Leicester win.
As someone who's not involved in the title race in any way, shape or form this season, how do you see Leicester's next sort of run of games? Because it's nice for them, actually. Got West Brom away, Watford away, Newcastle at home and Palace away. Do you see them bouncing back?
Yeah, big time. I think that's a good run of fixtures for them. Nothing too challenging compared to, let's say, if they were playing Arsenal or Liverpool, City. Not sure about United, but we're sorry, Sam. It's a good lineup for Leicester, and I think after that game against Arsenal, they'll feel a little bit hard done by, because they did play well that game, and Arsenal were just, on the day they took their chance and they nicked it. So Leicester will want to bounce back against Norwich, and I think Norwich is the ideal opponent for them to do so.
Yeah, in terms of Norwich are struggling a bit in terms of away wins, only 2 in the Premier League this season, Sunderland and Old Trafford.
I feel like I'm getting bullied here. It's like poking a man in a cage and can't respond.
Can you see anything for Norwich in this game?
Yeah, the Premier League is this season. It keeps throwing up random results. You think, I'm so surprised by that. But if Leicester don't get 3 points against Norwich, it seems like one of those genuine bankers. Yes, Leicester lost to Arsenal, but had they not got a player sent off, had they not given that free kick away at the end, they probably would have got a result out of that. So they're not going to come out of that game downhearted, and they're reaching a point of the season where they've put themselves in a brilliant position, going into a run of 4 good fixtures. You think that they have worked themselves into this position. If they mess it up, it's their own fault. But I think, given what they've done this year, I can't see anything but like a convincing Leicester win.
And I think psychologically, the way they lost to Arsenal, it doesn't affect your momentum as much, because there's something else you can blame it on. Oh, we lost a player. Oh, we were 1-0 up. Would you agree with that? You've got Leicester winning this one.
Yeah, I don't want Leicester to win this one, obviously, but I can't see Norwich winning. There's a possibility that Norwich could draw. We also have to remember that just before Leicester played us, a couple of games before that, they played Villa, and they drew that game against Aston Villa, and who would have thought that? So we know what the Premier League's like, but I just think because it's at home, I think if it had been away at Norwich, there could be a possibility of a shock. At home, if a bit what Sam's saying, if you're not beating Norwich at home, you're going to have real problems winning the Premier League. So, I mean, if they were not to win that game at the weekend, it could psychologically go the other way.
Especially after the break that they've had.
Yeah.
It's not game after game after game.
And that break can go 2 ways as well. It can work in your favour because you're fresh, or it could be that you're waiting so long and there's so many games in between that you think, So, I don't know.
On the Ball Street Twitter, we did a poll. 73% still say Leicester are going to win the league. Come on, Leicester. Nothing against Norwich City, but come on, Leicester. Southampton versus Chelsea. So, Southampton are a form side at the moment. Haven't conceded a goal in the Premier League for 6 games, which is amazing. Who's going to finish higher in the league? Robbie, I'm going to come to you with this one. 7 points above Southampton are 6 places above. Who's going to finish above in the league at the end of the season?
Chelsea, because I just think Chelsea, they've turned the corner, they've got a bit of momentum going. I don't actually think they're necessarily going to win this game. I think this could be a draw, but I just feel that there's a bit of momentum with Chelsea. They are playing pretty well at the moment. Even Hazard scored the other day, you know what I mean? So I think the last part of the season for Chelsea, they're gonna accumulate quite a few wins and finish pretty strongly. So yeah, I think Chelsea will finish above.
Do it. How much do you read into that 5-1 victory last week? Because as we all know, Man City had on the strength side.
It was their kids, yeah. We know that. But at the end of the day, the record says Chelsea 5, Manchester City 1. So for us, that's confidence in itself. We beat a good team. Simple as that. And with the season we've had, any result helps. We've got PSG to think about now. We've got the cup as well. So we've got things to motivate us.
Will that affect team selection? If so, which players do you think will sort of be saved?
I think there will be a bit of rotation. I think someone like Mikel, for example, might be saved for PSG. Or,
who would have said that?
I know.
He is a man reborn. What's so different now with Mikel?
It's Hiddink. I think Hiddink just has a lot of trust in him.
Because he's got a reputation of just being a bit of a crab, just passing sideways. Is that still the same thing? It's just working?
We've needed it. It's as simple as that. Because Matic, since the beginning of the season, since last season, Matic was that guy. He was that as we called him, that new Makelele, that new Essien, that guy. And since our season's just been going horribly wrong under Mourinho, he's just been completely out of sorts. And Mikel stepped in under Hiddink, and he's kind of revitalised that. He's just brought a bit of stability.
Yeah.
He's kind of held it down, and that's what we've needed. So if he continues to do that, That's great.
On Twitter, you guys said 35% say Southampton are going to win this game.
Ooh, tight one.
They see it as 33% think it'll be a draw, 32% think Chelsea are going to win the game. Southampton, I think, are in that kind of. They're West Ham, Everton. Maybe Everton should be higher, really. Stoke City. They're in that world, aren't they? Where do you rate them in that?
I think Southampton, for a good few years now, they've turned into a really, really good Premier League club. I think it's what Stoke did up until maybe the last couple of years of Pulis were a bit naff. But they've really cemented themselves as a staple Premier League team now, and it's a good foundation to build on.
Yeah, they're kind of under the radar here as well. Yeah. They've won 5 out of the last 6, drawn 1.
And I can attest to this as a United fan. Fraser Forster's in beast mode at the moment.
Yeah.
And as a fan, that gives you so much confidence. But it doesn't matter how bad you're playing. If you've got a goalkeeper of that quality in goal, Chelsea are going to find it hard to score. And
well, you found that, didn't you, Robbie?
He's one of many keepers that have come to the Emirates recently and been the man of the match. You know what I mean? So, but he was amazing that day. I mean, he pulled off about 5 worldies.
It must fill that defence with brilliant confidence to go and attack, because they think, oh no, if we balls up here, don't worry, we've got Fraser behind us. He'll clean up.
Yeah. Oh, and he is a man mountain.
He is literally a man mountain.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. That's a great thing for England, isn't it? You've got Butland playing well, Fraser Forster playing well, and Joe Hart having a great season as well. So it looks good.
That's amazing.
Ben Foster as well. So, finally, as you're here, mate, what will be the score on Saturday?
I'm going 1-1.
1-1.
I'm going 1-1.
You're not backing your team. He went.
I think 1-1.
Really?
I think. Well, you got to remember.
For United.
You got to remember when Southampton came to the bridge, we went into meltdown. I remember that day. Horrible. That was Louis' famous day. Yeah. when we lost 3-1. Southampton are a quality team. They sit 6th, and we can't underestimate them. You know, we can't just go there and say, yeah, we're going to turn them over or something. At the moment now, the league is secondary compared to the Cup and Champions League for us. So we're not going to go into this game all guns blazing. You know, we're going to have to have one eye on the Cup competitions, and for that, I think we're going to go there and draw. We're away from home. I think it'll be 1-1.
Okay, so there you have it. That's our predictions. Let us know yours in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to the Ball Street channel, and check out the next video where we're going to be previewing all of Sunday's games.
I'm looking forward to Arsenal versus Manchester United. I mean, it's always a big game. I know that United haven't been performing